ドジャースの球団社長カステン氏が記者に激怒です。今世間を賑わせているのがドジャースのオーナーのマーク・ウォルター氏のレイカーズ売却と所有会社の金融の不正疑惑です。この件に関し報道が収まらず、ドジャース球団社長のスタン・カステン氏が再度メディア対応をしましたが、かなりピリピリムードでした。報道するニュースとともに訳しました。
When Mark Walters sold the Lakers after just 1 year owning the team, sports fans wondered if the Dodgers were next. The speculation comes as a federal investigation looking into claims of tax fraud by Walter continues. However, Stan Kasten, the Dodgers president and CEO, said Walter isn't going anywhere. Kasten, who also owns a minority stake in the team, acknowledged the Walter investigation. However, he says he's confident that nothing involving the Dodgers is part of said investigation. Kasten also said the only thing Walter is focused on right now when it comes to the Dodgers, winning that third straight championship.
Things are going on behind the scenes, obviously, in connection with that. I'm not privy to all of them. Don't need to know, don't want to know. We are all certain about the sports portfolio is going to remain intact. It's important to Mark, and I can't tell you how important the Dodgers are to Mark. So the Lakers thing, Lakers are important to him too, but it's kind of an extraordinary opportunity, which he took.
Federal investigators are looking into whether insurance companies that Walter owns were used to funnel money into some of his other interests without properly reporting it. No charges have been filed against him, and he has denied.
Dodgers are not being sold. They're not going to be sold. They're not for sale. There's no process that has been started to sell it, period. We are planning only to win. That's what we are always doing, and we are still continuing to do that, both this year, and we've started our planning for next year, which is trickier than usual because we're not exactly sure what the rules are for next year. But I just wanted this to be clear because this question keeps coming up. I understand the questions, I do, but as I said to you last time we met, the Lakers thing was what we lawyers call sui generis. It was just one of those one-of-a-kind things. It really has nothing to do with what's happening with us or the other teams. I made the same statement to the PWHL media this morning because they're not being sold either. PWG did this in the motocross world yesterday, I think, so we just tried to clarify that. I want you to hear it definitively that we are not selling the Dodgers, and we are continuing with our plans going forward like we always have had them. This comes from Mark. He's gung-ho about continuing to try to win, again, including next year, subject to whatever next year's climate looks like. So that should answer everything, right?
So this confidence comes from Mark telling you?
Yes, for sure. Yes, absolutely.
Do you expect this to interrupt any part of how that you guys operate financially?
I do not. Again, the Lakers thing was not a planned thing. It happened. You all know the story about how it happened, but it happened, and none of the rest of our plans have been modified at all.
Between like Lakers sale, Chelsea reports of a Chelsea sale, the reports that he was looking to maybe offload the TV contract for an upfront
Okay,
payment. For people who look at all that and might still have questions.
Both of those, both Chelsea and TV, you have mischaracterized. But I'm not going to get into that today. Let's wait till it's over, then you'll understand it better. But I understand your concern putting these things together. But those things don't go together for a bunch of reasons I'm not going to get into today. So all I can tell you is what I said a week ago. The Lakers sale had nothing to do with the Dodgers, has not impacted the Dodgers, and is not going to impact the Dodgers.
I mean, there are these reports out there, right, that Mark has to repay these insurance companies and that he's got to liquidate stuff.
I'm not in that part of the investigation. I really don't know. I just know reports. What I can say to you is things are going on behind the scenes, obviously, in connection with that. I'm not privy to all of them. Don't need to know, don't want to know. But one thing we are all certain about, the sports portfolio is going to remain intact. It's important to Mark, and I can't tell you how important the Dodgers are to Mark. So the Lakers thing, Lakers are important to him too, but it's kind of an extraordinary opportunity, which is.
I mean, with all due respect, I mean, he's being investigated for fraud, right? I mean, I assume he's not going to tell you these things.
That's your characterization, Dylan, and I would hold off on that.
But there are reports on this, right?
No,
I mean, it's one thing, I guess, if they're wrong, right?
So,
I mean, is that your contention that
I'm not contending anything about the investigation.
I mean, you know how to read.
Dylan, if you're prepared to already conclude the investigation before anyone else is,
right.
You can do that.
No,
but that's what you're trying to do.
Right,
I'm not going to do that.
What I'm saying, though, is that you sound like very definitive about something that it doesn't sound like that you know. Right, but like, if he has to like eventually like pay this back, like if he's facing this, you know, at some point, you know, and it sounds like billions of, right? It sounds like $20 billion or something.
Sounds like go ahead and report on things that sound like that.
No, I mean, somebody else has reported this, right? And these are financial reporters working for like financially based.
You obviously know a lot more about than I do. I would wait till that whatever is going on is concluded.
Well, I guess right.
You'll have time to ask this.
Right, but I also but I guess my contention here, I guess, is that your declaration might also be premature. Right. I mean, just like it would be premature to say, like, hey, Mark's going to go to prison or Mark's going to be forced to liquidate. It might be premature to say that, but I think it's also, by the same token, premature to say that he won't have to say.
I can tell you from a guy running the team, knowing how the business is running and what it can support in terms of revenues and expenses, the Dodgers aren't going anywhere. I feel that very strongly, and Mark feels it stronger than I do. I'm 74. I don't know how long I'm going to be running it, but Mark, I think, is going to be running it a lot longer.
I wrote this last week, but like McCoy's lawyer told us that, whatever, however many years ago, and Frank had like a solid like legal argument that I think could have gone his way, but the judge decided against it, and then it led to this whole chain of events, right?
I think that is a wildly inappropriate comparison. That's all I'm going to tell you. From that situation to this.
When you said last week that the investigation doesn't have anything to do with the Dodgers, are you confident that none of the funds involved in the investigation went into the Dodgers or were used in any way to fund the Dodgers?
I mean, money's fungible, I guess, but I do know what we have coming in and what we have going out. The Dodgers, you know, are stand on their own pretty well.
To ask specifically about some of those things, there's reports about money being loaned to Dodgers Tickets LLC, money being loaned to the American Media Productions, under which SMLA.
There's so much about finance that with my Ivy League degree, I don't understand all of it. I promise you don't understand how all of that works. But these things happen routinely in all businesses, right? Money comes in, money goes out. Debt is taken, debt can be advantage in many cases. Let's not have a finance class here because I'm unqualified to teach it.
Do you know if those loans are part of the investigation at all?
I know nothing involving the Dodgers. Again, some things even that you've asserted today, I'm promising you when it's over, you're going to realize are being mis-ownership. You've seen the statement from WPG, from TWG, that they're cooperating for the investigation. That is what I have seen, the little exposure I've had to it. And so, one way or the other, I think the Dodgers are still very secure here, and I think that should be good news to all our staff, all our players, and all of our fans.
Last one, guys.
What? Oh, we can.
What? How long is today? Do you have any sense of how long an investigation like this?
I really do not.
And you said internet.
It was going on for a long time before. I knew about it when someone was writing about it. So not very long.
You do realize like most of the reporting hasn't come from like this group. Right?
No,
like we're not financial writers.
You're the guys who mean so much to me.
I know, but it sounds like a guy that doesn't know what he's talking about is telling a bunch of other people that don't know what they're talking about. Like,
yeah, but
what's the point of this?
I'm not making the conclusions that you have already jumped to.
No, but I mean, we haven't. I'm asking the questions, right? I mean, just again, that like
You're asserting things you've read as facts, and therefore we're seeking conclusion based on those. I don't know those to be true.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, again, we're not the ones that wrote that either, right?
I'm not critical of you.
No, I know. But I'm just saying that I think if we can't conclude one way, we can't conclude the other way either.
I'm telling
Would that
you.
be fair?
I'm telling you. I don't think it's fair. But I'm telling you, to the extent my standing in the organization means anything, I'm telling you the Dodgers are not for sale.